Hello, kids. How are you doing today? I was wondering, have you ever been in an earthquake? I have been in a couple big earthquakes and quite a few small ones because I used to live in a place called the Ring of Fire, and that meant that the plates underneath our area that we lived used to shift and move, and there was volcanoes and lava and earthquakes that would happen because of where we lived. Well, in our Bible lesson today, we are going to learn about another earthquake that happened. It tells us in Matthew 28, verse 2, it says, "Suddenly there was a great earthquake, for an angel of the Lord came down from heaven, rolled aside the stone, and sat on it." Wow, an angel came down from heaven and there was an earthquake. That is pretty exciting. Well, last week we learned about all the things that happened between Palm Sunday and Good Friday, right? And how Jesus died on the cross on Good Friday. Well, after he died on the cross, some people took his body down from the cross and they wrapped it in some cloth, and then they put it in the tomb. And that was something that they would do in their culture. Well, there were rumors going around that Jesus was going to come back to life again. And some people thought that there might be some people wanting to steal Jesus' body in order to make it look like he had come back to life again. Well, remember, their temple leaders did not want Jesus to be around anymore. And so they asked Pilate, who was the guy in charge at the time, if he would put a guard in front of the tomb that Jesus' body was in. And so the guard went and put a great big stone in front of that tomb. There was a great big stone in front of the tomb, and then they put a seal on that tomb. And what that seal meant was that it was kind of like a symbol to everyone that you do not enter or do not mess with this. The seal also served a purpose, whereas if the stone was tampered with at all, then they would know the seal had been broken. And so there was a guard in front of that stone, and the stone was sealed, and it was guarded so that nobody would mess with Jesus' body. Well, Sunday morning, the earthquake happened, and the angel came down from heaven, and he rolled that stone away. And it also tells us that his face shone like lightning, and his clothes were as white as snow. And that angel was so powerful that that guard was scared to death when he saw that angel. In fact, the Bible tells us that that guard fainted as if he were dead. That's how scared he were. Now, at the tomb that morning, there were also two ladies who were there, and they were there with some spices. And what they would use in their culture for these spices was to use them to prepare and take care of the body of one of their loved ones that had died. And so that's what the ladies were going to do with Jesus' body. Well, when the ladies saw the angel talked to these ladies and told them, first of all, "I know who you are looking for. You are looking for Jesus. He is not here because he is risen just like he said he would. Would you like to go see inside the tomb?" And so those two ladies went and looked inside the tomb. And do you know what was inside that tomb? Nothing. There was nothing inside that tomb. It was empty. And then the angel told those ladies to go and tell the other disciples about what had happened. Well, those ladies ran off and to go find those other disciples, and they were a little scared and a little confused about what was happening. But more than anything, they were overjoyed because Jesus had done what he said he would do. Jesus had done the impossible. He had come back to life. Can you believe that? That is just so amazing. And not only did he come back to life, but Jesus talked to those two ladies and met with them. Jesus also met with his disciples and talked with them after he came back to life. And in fact, for the next 32 days after Jesus came back to life, he's talked to over 500 people that were here on the earth and saw him and talked with him. Well, this is quite an amazing story, isn't it? And this is a completely true story that really did happen. And that is the reason why we celebrate Easter every year, to remember that Jesus came back to life again, and now he is in heaven with God. Thank you so much for listening to my lesson, and I hope you have a wonderful time celebrating Easter.